Yo, what is up, guys? I'm BJ Kicks. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. And this is the Hangout. This is a live show that I do every Thursday night at around 7 p.m., where we talk about comics, comic book related news, comic book related media, and just fun stuff, whatever I can think of. So we got a fun show planned for tonight. It's gonna be chill. We're just kind of going over comic book news and reviews. No huge things on the agenda. But look, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you. Hopefully you can join us live next week, Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. But if you're here in the chat, that means you are a part of the squad, and I want to say thank you. So let me know what's up. Say what's up in the chat so I can say what's up to you. Drew Stevens is here. That is a very cool avatar, Drew. I like it. I like it. It's like 90s arcade. Love it. What's up, Drew? What's up? Tim's here, says, what's up, K Squad fam? Bunkmaster B was here a day early. I did put this stream up kind of early yesterday because if I don't do it early, then I forget. And it's just, I knew this week was going to be crazy. James says, go Power Rangers, go BJ Kicks. Thanks, man. Let's see. Jelliot's here. What's up, Jelliot? Mary's here as well. Digital Blackface is here. And Tim says, how was your week so far? Man, I am limping into the weekend. I started this new job months ago at this point. I'm 3 months in, and I'm a business analyst, which means like I'm always analyzing the needs of of the business for a health insurance company. And I'm helping to like oversee different software implementations. And it's like every 2 weeks, there's another rollout. Well, this week was a rollout week. And that just means that when there are problems with the go live, I'm the person everybody reaches out to. And then I've got to like translate these like lay people problems to technical terms and vice versa. And I've been in meetings all day. So this stream is going to be a little bit shorter because my voice is already shot. And this is reminding me a little bit too much of a Zoom call. I'm joking. But my week has been fine. It's just been busy. I love doing the Hangout because this is like my time to kind of unwind during the week and kind of try to sail into the weekend. So I'm excited to be here. How about that? Maeve Now, villain of DC Comics. How do you say that? Is that Maeve Now? What if, okay, I was trying to see if it was like words that you're supposed to read backwards, but it doesn't say anything even backwards. But what's up? What's up, villain? That's what we'll call you, villain. But how was everybody else's week? If you're here in the chat, let me know how your week was in the comments down below while I let you know what the lay of the land is going to be. So like I said, we're going to do a few comic reviews. I didn't get to read as many books as I thought I was going to, just with how busy my week has been. But we're going to do some comic book reviews. I'm going to go over some news that I've seen. And I'm actually going to do the first segment of FOC, which is where I talk about it's me now. Got you. Okay. So, yeah. So we're going to do a new segment called FOC, where I talk about books that are up for pre-order, and the final order cutoff is this weekend. So that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. So before we get started with all of those things, you have to give a quick shout out to our channel sponsor, Organic Price Books. They are having a DC Comics sale. And if I'm not mistaken, we're at the last little stretch. Let's see. You go to bjkicks.link/OPB sale. You'll see the DC Blackest Friday sale ends in 5 hours. So at midnight, the Blackest Friday sale is over. So there's a few different things. As a matter of fact, let me share my screen real quick and show you what they've got here on sale from DC. Boom. All right, so from DC Comics, I've got it sorted by best-selling. So there are a bunch of Silver Age Omnis, and these books are an extra 15% off You'll see those savings applied automatically when you add something to the cart. For example, I'm going to add this Batgirl Bronze Age, and there you go. I get an extra $15 off of this book. So that's pretty cool. Let's see. The Watchmen Collector's Box Set is up for sale. Absolute Batman Superman Volume 2. Absolute Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder. Tell you what, that story is wonky as heck, but the art is amazing. Absolute Infinite Crisis, which I've heard great things about. I don't buy a lot of absolutes because I don't have the shelf space, but listen, when you got art by Jim Lee, it's just begging to be oversized, right? Although I don't know that Jim Lee did the interiors on Infinite Crisis. But anyway, everything in this collection has an extra 15% off applied at checkout. So use the link. I think it's in the description down below if I copied and pasted it. And if not, just go to organicpricebooks.com. But anyway, thanks to OPB for sponsoring the video. And speaking of sponsors for the video, I got to give a huge shout out because support for Arthur is brought to you by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by financial support for your local PBS station for viewers like you. Thank you. I'm joking. So thank you to the channel family. So there are, I think, about 10 of you right now who are subscribed or who have joined the channel as members. And what that makes you is co-producers of the content. You guys specifically help me to fund my pull list and other purchases, and you get to fund great things that end up being on the channel. So thank you to the channel family. If you guys are interested in joining the family, just use the join button down below. Now that we have shouted out all of the sponsors, let's get back in here. So Sean Cashal with the MF Doom Avi says, what's good? What's up, Sean? What's up? Let's see. She's the sister of Dreamer, transgender Dreamer from DC Comics. She's the villain of Dreamer. Maeve Now, Nia Now, aka Dreamer, something or other. I lost the comment. Somebody else just commented. Got it. Okay, from Supergirl. Okay, cool. Sweet Laser says, brother, have you read Copra by Michael Fife? Indie book. Curious to see what you think about the style. Very different and exciting to me. I have not heard of this book, so let's look it up. Copra, Michael Fife. Originally published in 2012. Okay. Definitely looks different. When did this come out? This comes out next month. The 10th anniversary hardcover compendium, collecting the first 12 issues. I'll check it out. It just on its face, it doesn't look like it would be my style. But that's just looking at the cover, and you shouldn't judge books by their covers, right? So I'll check it out, and maybe I can find a copy digitally. Let's see. Tayshawn says pronounced Michel Fife. Oh, it's not Michael. Gotcha, Michel. Like it's French. Ah, Fragile. Must be Italian. Still going. A weekly book with some breaks. Okay, I'll check it out then. Michel Copra. Copre. Is that what he's on? Is that what you said? Michel Fife. Yeah. Okay. Ah. Okay. All right. I'm doing too much. I'm going down the rabbit hole. Bunkmaster B has arrived. What a do, K Squad. This kind of murder end up needing a hook or nah? Nah. Maeve Now says she's not jealous. I count her as evil, like Counter is the villain because she's not really jealous. She wants the powers for herself, and then she put the world in danger. Well, if she wants the powers for herself, doesn't that make her the villain? Or does that make her jealous? And hey, Kix, would you consider Maeve a villain? I didn't even know Maeve existed until you popped up in the chat. I don't watch a lot of TV, CW included. I don't watch a lot of TV, so I'm not crazy familiar with Dreamer, except that she just showed up in the John Kent Superman book a couple issues ago. Uh, so yeah, I guess if DC says she's a villain, I gotta agree with DC. Mm-hmm. Sitting here sipping my tea because, like I said, my voice is already shot. I have been screaming at an iPad all day. Rhea Sharma's here. What's up, Rhea? How you doing? Is it Rhea or Raya? So yeah, today is going to be pretty laid back, and I'm gonna probably go a little bit quicker than I usually do, just because man, it's been a crazy week, and I probably should rest my voice because there's gonna be a lot of talking tomorrow too. But I want to go ahead and show you guys some recent pickups. So as some of you guys know, if you're in the Discord, you know. And if you watch the YouTube shorts that I produce on this channel, you'll know that I went to Ollie's recently. My daughter had a doctor's appointment, and the doctor's office was like right around the corner from Ollie's. So I went to Ollie's. And while I was there, I was actually looking for a specific DC Unwrapped book, The Court of Owls, that I saw on my last Ollie's trip, but I couldn't remember if I actually had purchased it before or not. Turns out I didn't have that book. So I went to Ollie's to see if they had it, and they didn't have it, but they did have this. This is the DC Unwrapped Flashpoint book, written by Jeff Johns, art by Andy Hubert. If you're not familiar, the Unwrapped series is like they basically just like strip the comic book stories that you're familiar with down to the raw pencils. And they still put the word balloons and everything over so you can enjoy it like a comic. But it's really about seeing like sort of the process before the process. So they do two series of books. They do the unwrapped books, which just show you the pencils, and they do the noir books, which show you the inks. And I like them. Um, I got into comics specifically for the art. I could never dream of drawing anything that looks this good, but I like seeing the process, and it makes me feel like maybe one day, with enough practice, I could draw something that looks at least half as good, right? So, cover price on this book was $29.99. I got it for $7.99, and I had an extra 15% off coupon, which amounted to like $1 off of my whole order. But next up was the book that really surprised me. This is Incognito by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. I am honestly not a big, I wouldn't say I'm not a big fan. I haven't read much of Brubaker and Phillips' stuff. I kind of got exposed to them through Criminal when the deluxe editions got reprinted last year. But my man Skip from the K Squad on Discord, he swears by Brubaker and Phillips. Because of him, I have bought 4 out of the 5 Reckless books, sight unseen. And when I saw this, Incognito, the classified edition, I went ahead and grabbed it because this is an out of print book from back when Brubaker and Phillips were on Marvel's Icon imprint. And this book had an original cover price of $45, and I got it for $13. So at that price, it's an easy recommend, or it's an easy cop, as they say. And if I didn't like it, then oh well, I could probably buy another one. I already own Incognito, but classified edition, but showing up at Ollie's, I might need to buy a whole bunch of copies. Honestly, I went ahead and I bought one. I bought one for Tayshawn in the K Squad because he asked me to. And so I grabbed one for him. I still got to put it in the mail. I packaged it today, but I didn't make it to the post office. And I thought about it because when I went back and got his last night, there were 3 more. And I was like, okay, I could buy all of these and like sell them at a profit. But then I figured if they're at Ollie's, it's not going to take long for other people to find them at Ollie's. And I don't want to be the sleazeball selling books for profit that could easily be found for lower prices elsewhere. But who knows? Maybe it's not so easily. I was just going to sell them for cover price, but I decided not to. So yeah. Craig says you got that book in incredible condition too. Do you have Pulp by Brubaker and Phillips? I don't have Pulp. Pulp. I wanted to order the process edition book of Pulp, but the budget didn't allow for it. If it's still in print, in a couple of weeks, then I might grab one. But yeah, I don't have Pulp. But a while back, they did a humble bundle for the Brubaker and Phillips collaboration books. So I have most of this stuff, including Incognito, in digital format on my iPad, but I just like physical books better. So that's how that goes. Let's see. Kev says, "Hey, what's up, everybody? A little late to it. Yo, better late than never. I appreciate you being here, sir. How are you? Hope your day's going well." Deflex1 says, "Sup, BJ? You picking up Savage Avengers? I'm interested in Savage Avengers. Have we already come up on that Omni release? Let's go to OPB and see when that comes out. Um, because this is another one of those instances where it's like, look, the budget is the budget. So that comes out this Tuesday. Savage Avengers by Jerry Duggan. Um, yeah, I'm probably not gonna be able to swing that one, which is a shame because when I was first getting into comics, they did Savage Avengers. If I'm not mistaken, it was the free comic book day for 2020 or for the free comic book day book 2020 or 2019, excuse me. And I grabbed a copy of that, and it was like, I grabbed it because of the team. It's Venom, the Punisher, Wolverine, some other people I didn't recognize at the time and still don't recognize because I'm not a huge Marvel fan. And yeah, so I got the first issue, and I enjoyed it well enough, but not enough to subscribe to it. And then when they announced the omnibus, I was like, okay, I'll grab the omnibus because Savage Avengers is one of those books that you can't buy digitally. You can't buy it digitally because Marvel doesn't have the digital rights to Conan. And so the only way to read Savage Avengers is to buy this omnibus because Marvel has lost the license completely now. So I'm going to try to pick it up. I got to figure out how I can maneuver it into the budget. We'll see. We'll see. Raya wants to know if I've ever read any Hellboy. I have not. I did see at least one Hellboy movie. My wife liked it a lot, and she kept watching it. So I think I've seen the whole movie in separate viewings. I don't know. Oh, my wife ordered DoorDash, so the doorbell's ringing. Raya just joined the Discord. Thank you. It's great to have you. Enjoy having new members in the squad. Bunkmaster B says, "Great snag, Tayshawn." Tayshawn says, "Thanks again. Don't thank me till it goes in the mailbox." I promise I got you tomorrow, though. Tim's really such an underrated superhero. I wish they made more of her. She's going to be in the upcoming Lazarus Planet event. Okay. Cool. Oh, dang. So Tim apparently has gone rogue and is deleting comments that shouldn't have been deleted. So hopefully Born Hitman can post his comment again because I did not see it. But yeah, so recent pickups. I bought Incognito from Ollie's, and I bought that Flashpoint Unwrapped book from Ollie's. And now let's get into some comic book reviews, right? So reviews of the week. That's kind of a separate segment from like just reviews in general that I should probably find a way to, you know, what differentiate. But I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna review a couple of books that I read from this week. Craig says, "You don't have those Darwin Cook Parker Martini editions. Are they any interest to you?" They are of interest. My issue was the size. Again, my shelves. The only shelf I have that can accommodate like absolute or even library size books is that one that's sandwiched between those two sneaker boxes. And that shelf is pretty much maxed out. So until I like unload some trade paperbacks, because that's my trade paperback shelf, or relocate some business books, because that's what else is on that shelf, I can't just keep buying absolutes. I have the Absolute Killing Joke. I have the Joel Jones, what is that series called? Lady Killer, library edition, and some other things that are super oversized. So yeah, I'm interested just because I love Darwin Cook artwork. I don't know anything about the Parker stories, or I don't know if it was a TV show. It was something that got adapted. I know nothing about Parker, but I like Darwin Cook art, so I would buy it just to support. By the way, it's pronounced Reha, just letting you know. Hoping to head to my LCS tomorrow and get some pickups. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. That's the one reason I have not made the purchase yet. I'm gonna try and fit it in my collection somehow. Yeah, man. I have the Jim Lee. Actually, I'm gonna grab it. Okay, never mind. I relocated that book and I don't remember where I put it at the moment because it's a huge book. There's only like 3 places I could have put it, but I just reorganized my closet. But anyway, here's another example of like just a huge book. This is The Art of the Batman. It doesn't fit on any of my shelves. And so it has to like live like just kind of sandwiched between stuff. And if I'm gonna have a book, I want to be able to kind of display it. So that's why I don't buy super oversized books because I wouldn't have anywhere to put them. The one book I did buy was the what was it? The Jim Lee artist edition of X-Men. And I'm glad I bought that, but I have nowhere to put it. It's just like this massive tome. I want the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man artist edition too, but I can't justify spending that money. I think that's a $150 book. But yeah. Oh, the Batman art book. Would you recommend that if you had the chance to go through it? Yes, yes. I love art books. I'm supposed to do a series or a book or a video called "Why I Love Art Books," but this like they've got like breakdowns of the cowl. Um, Look, see designs for the gauntlet. Like, if you're a Batman fan, like this book is really cool, especially if you ended up liking the movie at all, which in my opinion it was one of the better Batman movies. Although don't tell anyone, I still haven't seen the whole movie in one sitting. I've seen like the first half one day, the second half another day, and I kind of slept through some of the best parts. I just never went back and finished it. But yeah, this book is a recommend. This book is a recommend. Um, I mean, there are paintings, there's photography from the movie, there's stills. This is one of those art books that I would say is worth it and really does like provide some insight into the thought process of all the creatives involved in making the movie. So yeah, lots of concept art and then actual stills to go along with it. Very nice stuff. And I got this for like a pretty good price on Amazon. I pre-ordered it. And you know how Amazon does. Like if they got stock on something and it's not moving, they'll just like knock the price down crazy low. So between that and like some gift cards, I got that book for almost free, if I remember correctly. Craig says, "Well, thank you, haha, you sold me on it. Yeah, if only I got a commission." I'm joking. I'm joking. That's such a pretty art book. Thank you. I agree. I think it was very well made. If I remember correctly, mine arrived damaged somehow because I remember being like, I might take it back. Oh yeah, there we go. There's like it's scuffed up against something here, but I don't know how because it arrived in the box intact, so it was like damaged before they even boxed it up. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about some books that I grabbed in this last week. And I really can only review one of them, and that is this, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I'll put it on this side. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers issue 101. Now, when I do this week's reviews, I try not to spoil any of the issues. This though is a brand new start or a brand new story arc. Phone's ringing. Okay, cool. So this is the start of a brand new story arc, written by Melissa Flores with art by Simona Di Gianfelice, if I said that right. And oh, by the way, this cover is by Mateus Manhanini. Um, I've been like following a lot of like new cover artists. This guy, Mateus Manhanini, he did the cover for Wakanda #1. He did a lot of the covers for the Hardware Season 1 series as well. And now he's on Power Rangers. So him and Torrin Clark, who does the covers for Miles Morales, Spider-Man. He's been on a recent string of covers for Flash, variant covers for X-Men Red. He's been doing a lot of stuff lately. He's one of my other favorite cover artists. But anyway, wanted to shout them out. That's why I bought this book. Ultimately, I was kind of on the fence. Like, do I want to jump into Power Rangers? They say it's a new jumping on point, which is great. But like it's another like 100 issue long franchise with a lot of lore built into it. Will this actually be a good jumping in point or will it not? Give me 1 second, guys. It'll be like more than 1 second, but less than 40. All right, guys, my bad. I'm back. So yeah, it was just kind of I had to blow my nose. Is what happened. But what was I saying? Power Rangers 101. Where did I put the book? Okay, that's weird. But Power Rangers 101. I was like, do I want to jump into a 100 issue long series? Will I be confused? And the answer was, yeah, I was kind of confused, but not really. Oh, my bad. My bad. Yes, this ad, that ad is really loud. I probably should have turned it down, but I don't know how to do so. But yeah, so I jumped in on Power Rangers 101 and I'm trying to say what it was without spoiling it. Basically, you start off with a flashback and it's Rita Repulsa and Zordon. And obviously, it's a flashback for the sake of establishing the relationship. Why are Zordon and Rita like arch nemesis? And honestly, it was kind of compelling. Like I didn't realize they had this history together. So that was pretty cool. And then you kind of jump into the Rangers doing Ranger things, talking to Zordon like, yo, and basically there's a distress call that Zordon receives. And the person sending out the distress call, I won't spoil, but the Rangers are kind of like, should we not? And I mean, we're Rangers, so I guess we should. And so they go to investigate this distress call. And obviously it's like a surprising person. And by the end of the issue, it's like, okay, this is a great little mystery or a little action sequence that we're leading to here. I'm intrigued by this storyline. But my issues with the issue, um, this is not the same Mighty Morphin team that we've had or that you had like in issue 1. So if you started this series at issue 1, This started off with Jason, Tommy, Billy, uh, Trini. Trini was in the book, right? And Zach. Um, and then by the time we get to this whole arc or this issue, a few of the Rangers have been replaced, right? I recognized Aisha, but there's like a new Green Ranger, and the Black Ranger is Adam from the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. And I feel like there was at least one other uh, member of the team. And I was like, who is that guy? And this is all because I started the series at issue 101. Like, it's not because the series was bad or poorly written, but because the series was built as like a new starting point, I feel like something as simple as having the characters address each other by name would have made this so much easier for me to follow. And it was like the only people that got addressed by name were like people that we obviously knew, like Tommy, Kim, and Billy. But like none of the mystery people. Clearly, everyone else that's been reading the series knows exactly who everyone is, but no one else got called out by name. And that just made it hard for me specifically as someone picking up the run at issue 101. So, can I really knock the writers for that? Probably shouldn't, but don't advertise the book as a brand new jumping on point for new readers and then like don't properly introduce them to the world. I think they did a great job establishing the plot, establishing who the villain is and why, and establishing whose side we're on and what the conflict is. But you got to introduce your major players too, in my opinion. So, yeah, yeah. Um, Craig wanted to know if this has been collected in hardcover, and yes, they collected it into a bunch of oversized hardcovers that are mostly out of print. They announced a Kickstarter where you could buy all 6 hardcovers at once for like some exorbitant price, like $500 or something. And I passed on that, but I do want to. Once they do go back in print, I'm hoping I can get them for a decent price. But yeah. By the way, but Bubba Bunk Master B is our resident Power Rangers expert, and he he wrote an article for comicsaredope.com explaining how great the series had been through 100 issues. Maeve is leaving. Just want to say thank you for stopping by. Hope to see you in another one soon. Until then, hope you saw something you liked in this one, right? But I won't sign off yet. But thanks for joining the stream. Craig says it was wait for that reprint if it happens. Then they're definitely reprinting them all, but I don't know when. My first local comic store day was also 2019, and they had like a year 1 and year 2 box set that was really exciting, but at the time I couldn't fathom like spending $150 for comic books, and now I'm surrounded by comic books. So I probably should have went back and bought it, but I didn't. And now it's just like crazy overpriced. I saw somebody selling just volume 2 for like $200 the other day in a Facebook group. Digital Blackface says there's a new deluxe hardcover out for Go Go Power Rangers. And yeah, I don't know. Bunk did a good breakdown of like what Go Go Power Rangers was. And I don't remember what he said. So go to comicsaredope.com and click on that first article. But Bunk says year 1, year 2, and the Shattered Grid Deluxe are stupidly out of print. Beyond the Grid Deluxe is out of print, but pretty accessible. Necessary Evil is in print, and Necessary Evil 2 comes out later this year. Series is so good. Plus, you get Dan Moore's oversized artwork. Oh, Go Go Power Rangers. I might check that out. I just was like, does it make sense to read Go Go if you didn't read Mighty Morphin? $500 Kickstarter maybe sounds good if you read the run, but trying to get someone who's never read the series to spend that much money is not enticing. I agree. They're supposedly doing like retailer bundles. So if like OPB or one of the other discount online retailers gets like a box set, I might buy it through them. But the chances of me going to an LCS and paying full price on 6 oversized hardcovers at one time, that's just not gonna happen. I guess if I like know it's coming out, which I do, I could just like save up for it, which would kind of be like putting on a layaway, but just with myself. That'd just be responsible spending of money. But anyway, Power Rangers 101, a pretty good book, a pretty good entry point, so long as you're familiar with who's been on the team since the Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers era started, 50 issues ago. So shame on me for not being one of those cool kids. But I think I'm going to follow it. I think I'm going to pick up issue 102. And if I'm still lost after that, then I might just cut my losses and read it digitally later once it hits like some of these discount services. So that was Power Rangers 101. Uh, I'd give it a 7. It was a really intriguing book. I was just really annoyed that I didn't know who everybody was. But I admit that's my fault. But a 7 it is. Bunk, if you've read it, let me know what you thought of it. But I mean, it's only Thursday, so no worries if you haven't read it yet. Now, the other book that I started reading this week, but didn't get to finish. So, because sometimes I like cram these books right before I start streaming. But anyway, that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Armageddon Game, number 2. I started reading, got halfway through, and I was like, you know what? There's a lot in this book. I'm gonna have to put it down and read it like when I actually have time to read it. We got just in the 5 or 7 pages I read so far, we got more going on with Baxter Stockman and the like imposter turtles, if we want to call it that. And like there's like some kind of weird, like sinister thing going on with them. And admittedly, I haven't been reading the main series. So I know the imposter turtles have already faced off with the regular turtles. I think no. I'm thinking of the punk frogs. So anyway, they're making their presence more known in Mutant Town, and it's stirring up public perception about the turtles that we know and love. And it's really intriguing. And then when I stopped reading the book, they had jumped to Dimension X and trying to like recruit more heroes still. So yeah. Digital or Bunkmaster says Go Power Rangers is set right after the original team gets their Ranger powers. The main boom title takes place right after the Tommy / the Green Ranger joins the team. So it sounds like Go actually is a good place to start then. So that'd be cool. Because I remember Power Rangers before Tommy. Maeve came back. I thought Maeve was gone forever. Welcome back, Maeve. Yes. Bunkmaster wrote an entire essay on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for comicsaredope.com. And listen, I may not update this website crazy often, but there's some good quality writing there, courtesy of my man Bunkmaster B. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Maeve thought she had to go, or they had to go, but turns out they were wrong. Nice. So Mighty Morphin Power Rangers turns 100. Words by Bunkmaster B. I mean, I'm not going to read the whole article. You can go to the website. My contribution to this, though, I picked out where the visual aids would come from, like this one. Don't you like how I increased the suspense by giving you this really angry moment between the Black Ranger and the Green Ranger? Or this sinister moment with Rita Repulsa? Don't you want to read it now? And Bunk just provided pictures of these expensive books that he bought twice. But anyway, no, it's a really well-written article. And the other article that Bunk wrote recently about Catwoman having her best year ever is also really well-written. So you should check him out, and we should probably get Bunkmaster to write more. That essay has some great editorial sass. Maeve says, she's fine, I'm non-binary. Got you. I just said she because your Abby was a girl. But yeah, sounds like Bunk is a Boom Power Rangers expert. Yes, yes, I would agree. I would agree. Um, but yeah, so Ninja Turtles Armageddon game number 2. This is honestly like shaping up to be really fun, or really good, I should say. There's been a lot of like hit and miss with the Turtles since issue 100, but this is Tom Waltz doing Tom Waltz. And so there's a lot of threads that I think if you read issues 1 through 100 of Ninja Turtles, you'd be really excited about them picking up here. But even if you haven't, because my run started at 101, you'll appreciate that we're getting back to the action and suspense that you would expect from a Ninja Turtles book versus some of the more like slice of life stuff that was happening, especially during the pandemic year. Ninja Turtles just kind of fell off a cliff to me. Yet, I still bought every issue because Kevin Eastman just does great variant work. So, yeah. Anthony St. Cyr says Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is probably my favorite ongoing indie to read right now. Super psyched for you to dive in. Word. Been meaning to start TMNT. Yeah, I'm in the middle of volume 2 of TMNT. Really like it. Really like it. It's just there's so many books coming out every week. Do you think James Gunn will erase characters with representation in the DC comics, or does he have no say over that? Yeah, DC Films and DC Comics are separate entities, and I don't think James Gunn is like running to change anything in the comic books. There was an announcement that came out yesterday that what was it? The Green Lantern series they've been working on, Green Lantern TV series, is being retooled to focus more on Jon Stewart. So, which makes sense because Jon Stewart is basically like the Green Lantern for pop culture's sake, um, because of the animated series for so long. But I mean, so that's more representation, not less. Um, yeah, I don't think anybody's erasing anybody, at least not anytime soon. Or yeah, that doesn't seem to be the lay of the land here lately. Um, I mean, they did cancel a bunch of shows that I know people are like upset about, like Legends of Tomorrow. But I've never seen Legends of Tomorrow, and to be honest, I wasn't like a big CW DC fan, so I can't necessarily relate to the so-called outrage. But hopefully people that like their characters get to read and watch their characters. It's just how I feel about it. Like, unless it's just like tanking financially, then make better business decisions. Until then, be creative. Jon Stewart greater than Hal Jordan. I agree. Hal or Jon Stewart is my favorite Green Lantern. But there are some really good Hal Jordan stories out there. And like I said, canonically speaking, it is very clear that Hal Jordan is the greatest Green Lantern to ever exist. Like everyone in the DC universe acknowledges that. But Jon Stewart's my favorite. It's kind of like Michael Jordan's the greatest basketball player of all time, but my favorite player right now is LeBron. Even though I still got MJ as GOAT in my I don't know, top 3. What? It's MJ, LeBron, and I never really cared about numbers 3 through whatever, so I never ranked them. Allen Iverson is probably my like number 3 as far as like just favorite players and influence and who I watched as a kid. Yeah, it's probably MJ, LeBron, then Allen Iverson. So yeah, there's a unwanted sports take nobody asked for. But yeah, so I was going to do more comic reviews, but with it being a busy work week, I haven't read any more comics. Let's see. Hypothetically speaking, if there was a totem called a dream totem, and if you grabbed it, do you think you'll be pure enough to grab it, or do you think you won't be? I don't know what this means. I don't, I mean, am I pure enough to grab it? I'm pretty pure, right? Am I worthy to wield Mjolnir? I mean, my arms aren't big enough, but I mean, sure, sure. Let's see. I think James Gunn will do just fine and make the best and logical, tough decisions that need to be made. Oh yeah, James Gunn. of the Suicide Squad fame, and before that, Guardians of the Galaxy fame, has just been tapped to be a co-head of DC Studios. So he'd be helping to run TV and animation, and movies, TV, animation projects for DC. Um, he's DC's Kevin Feige, if you will. I haven't watched any of the James Gunn verse stuff. I didn't watch Peacemaker. I have not watched what is it? The Suicide Squad. I haven't watched it because it had an R rating, and I was like, I'm good. Um, but I mean, I know those were successful projects, and I know people loved the Peacemaker. So I mean, I'm just hoping we get good DC stuff. I liked Guardians of the Galaxy, at least the first one. I don't remember the second one. So yeah. Bunk says the Kick say AI is his favorite Green Lantern. Strong take, but I'm here for it. Or I don't really like Guardians of the Galaxy films. I like the first one. The second one, I don't think I ever actually watched the second one. Anthony says he wasn't a big fan of the new Suicide Squad, but the general vibe he liked and will hopefully be brought to the rest of the DC projects. I just want every DC hero to feel like the DC heroes we know and love. I don't care if it's in an interconnected universe. I certainly don't want it to be as dark as the Snyderverse had been. Like if we're gonna get a Superman movie, I want a nice, bright, shiny Superman. If we're gonna get a Batman movie, I want a nice, dark, gritty Batman movie with good action. If we're gonna do a Wonder Woman movie, I don't know what I'd want because I've never been a huge Wonder Woman fan, but I liked the first Wonder Woman movie. I didn't like 1984 though. So yeah, just give me cool superhero movies. I'm not picky, man. I'm not picky. I don't watch enough stuff to like follow directors and care who directs it until I see it, and then I'm like, oh, I didn't like that one. Like, don't let what's his face? I don't need Sam Raimi in DC. I don't need a DC horror movie. But yeah, Dream Total is a magical artifact that gives dream powers to whoever wields it. If you're pure, you have to be pure, heart, and mind, and sight, and you can't manipulate, gaslight, or lie to someone. Well, I don't do those things, so I'm safe. I fell asleep through the second one while watching with my friends semi recently. 10 out of 10, still better than Morbius. Can we get a Batman Scooby-Doo movie? I'd watch that, and I don't watch many DC movies. I'd watch that. Yo, Scoob. Scoob was really good. It wasn't a Batman Scooby-Doo movie, but it had Blue Falcon and Dynamite, which was kind of close. So yeah, I'd be down for a Batman Scooby-Doo movie. I really like the Batman Scooby-Doo Adventures TV series or comic series. All right. So guys, we are very close to the end of the show, and I wanted to get to this brand new segment called This Week's FOC. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're just going to kind of go through, and I'm going to show you some books that are coming up on FOC. And here we go. All right. So final orders due this week, which means they're due basically Sunday night. So FOC, if you're not familiar, is final order cutoff. All comic book sales are based on pre-orders. So publishers will solicit their books like 2 to 3 months in advance, and then you've got to place your order for these books, like I said, pretty far in advance. So for example, this one, Creep Show issue number 3 from Skybound, which looks like EC Comics, comes out in stores November 23rd, so about a month from now. But your final chance to pre-order that book is this Sunday night, because your comic shop has to place the order by Monday the 31st. But anyway, I like to highlight FOC books because there might be a new number 1 or a new key issue, a new first appearance or something like that. And you don't want to get like caught by the time the speculators find out about stuff, like the prices are already up. And who wants to have to pay more than cover price for a book that they're just interested in the story on, not the speculation, right? So not a ton of like brand new stuff coming out on FOC from Image. Radiant Red trade paperback volume 1. That's a good one. Rogues Gallery trade paperback, both set in the Radiant Black universe. Spawn Compendium Volume 4, final order cutoff is this Sunday. So that's pretty cool. The Spawn's Universe collection trade paperback. So what's this going to be? Issues 1 of each of the Spawn. Okay. Spawn Universe number 1, the Gunslinger Spawn number 1, and the Scorch number 1 in one trade paperback. Okay. So that's going to be interesting. Let's see. I was looking at Boom Studios final order cutoff. Eve, Children of the Moon. That issue 1 just came out last week. Issue 2 was on FOC this weekend. Let's see. Speaking of Power Rangers 101, the second printing of Power Rangers 101 with a really cool cover by Dan Mora. That's out. That's on FOC this weekend. That's probably I'd recommend buying that just based on, the fact that I just reviewed it and told you it was good. And then issue number 102, cover by Mateus Manhanini. Okay, wait, hold on. The local comic shop day variant for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 2, Issue 1. This is an Ashcan variant. Okay. I did not know this was coming out. Written by Ryan Parrott, art by Dan Moore. First of all, before I started reading Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I was buying the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series and loved it. Someone as the Green Ranger, which is great. So this sequel series, I'm definitely grabbing. Let's see. What else is on FOC? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Necessary Evil Volume 2 Deluxe Edition. Buckmaster just talked about that, and it's on final order cutoff this weekend. So if you're plan on pre-ordering that deluxe edition, you can actually go to organicpricebooks.com and you get an extra 5% off their already discounted price. So you get it for significantly less than $75, but you got to order it now. Anything else? Let's move on to Dark Horse. And I'm not shouting out every book. It's just books that I think look interesting. Dark Horse has a lot of collections coming out. Nothing that I'm crazy excited about. Although this Nexus Nefarious looks interesting. I don't know what that is, but that looks like a cool book. And it's only $17.99. The wrong sun in the sky, Nexus is unable to use his powers, so have to rely on his intelligence and survival skills. I have to click on the thing to get to more. Brand new graphic novel with art from the mind of Mike Barron with art by Richard Bonk. I might grab that just because it's only $17. Let's see. From IDW on FOC this weekend, Armageddon Game Alliance number 2. And honestly, a bunch of not good jumping in points for a bunch of other series. The Invisible Frontier graphic novel. It's definitely not a superhero book. Sounds interesting though. DC doesn't put their FOC on previews unless you have a retailer account. Let's see what new number ones from Marvel are on FOC this week. Dark Web number 1. Dark Web is the start of a new event. Fantastic Four number 2 with this really cool Alex Ross variant. I'm probably going to grab Fantastic Four issues 1 through 4 specifically for those Alex Ross variants. Miles Morales Spider-Man number 1 comes out October, or FOC is this weekend. I'm sure it's coming out sometime in November. And there's a Torrin Clark variant. So I'm probably going to grab the Torrin Clark variant. A lot of really good covers for that Miles Morales book. Let's see. Yeah, I don't want to go through every single book. So anyway, there's some cool stuff up here. Dynamite Comics. Is Darkwing up yet? No, no Darkwing. Gotta scroll super quick through Dynamite because they're just kind of, you know. Valiant. I didn't know Valiant was still making comic books. Some Bloodshot stuff. Okay, now we're in the Dynamic Forces books. All right, so that's pretty much all of that. Let's take a look at the FOC for DC, which is Lunar. Ant-Man, Ant-Man Bix Mangabyx. There's an easy way to say that. What's up, man? What's up? What's good, squad? Packing up, get ready to head home from Colombia. You were there for a minute, man. That was a nice little vacation. Let's see. Oh, I'm supposed to be sharing my screen. That's what it was. So let me share the Lunar Distribution FOC. I think next week what I'm going to do is, instead of like scrolling through this stuff live, I'm just going to pick a few books and just highlight the books instead of like showing the whole list. But on FOC from DC Comics this weekend, Action Comics 1049 with a bunch of variants. I like this Zerdy variant with somebody looking at a missile falling through the window. Also like this 1 in 25 variant. Don't know what that is. Batman Fortress number 7. I'm not buying Batman Fortress, but this is a Ken Lashley cover, and I like Ken Lashley covers. Self-control. All right. Blue Beetle, Graduation Day, number 1. No doubt to tie into the Blue Beetle movie coming up. That looks pretty cool. I love Blue Beetle in Young Justice. So I might grab that. It's got a lot of cool covers. This Raphael Albuquerque cover is really cool. Let's see. DC vs. Vampires 11 is on FOC, but if you're not reading DC vs. Vampires, you wouldn't start with issue 11, right? Oh, that's pretty cool. This Kyle Hutz cover for Detective Comics 1066. They're doing these 90s rewind covers. Kari Randolph's got one coming up for Detective Comics 2. I'm really excited about that one. Batman and Joker, the Deadly Duo number 1, the LCSD, Local Comic Shop Day variant, is on FOC this weekend. They've been really pumping that. There have been like full 4 or 5 page story previews of that in every DC book recently, and I'm still not all that excited for it. This is a cool cover for Punchline, the Gotham game, issue 2. I didn't pick up issue 1, which did come out this week. Okay, cool. The Rorschach trade paperback. If you didn't buy Rorschach by Tom King in hardcover format, trade paperback's out on FOC this weekend, and it comes out in stores December 27th. Yeah, more of these 90s variants. I really like these 90s variants. For Tim Drake Robin, which I'm not reading. The Wildstorm 30th anniversary special. Interesting. Why didn't that get a 90s rewind cover? That's a missed opportunity. And that's pretty much everything that's on FOC from DC as well. So all in all, pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff on FOC this weekend. Be sure to go to your local comic shop or call your local comic shop and order those books before Sunday night, because your shop's got to place the order with their respective distributors by Monday in order to get them for you at cover price. If you wait till they come to the shop and there's some surprise first appearance, or I don't know, some other weird speculation, they announce a movie being optioned or something, then you got to buy it for like, mad money. Definitely buying Quick Stops number 1 from Dark Horse. Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes are the best, funniest people I've ever met in Jersey. I will surely buy their new book. I don't know anything about Quick Stops. Did I pass the Dark Horse section and like not talk about it? I know that it's like a Kevin Smith thing set in like the Kevin Smith universe of comic book stuff, but I never read any of that. And it doesn't look like it's on FOC this weekend. Oh, wait. Yes, it is. Just the local comic shop day variant. Um, Enter the Askew-universe. When pop culture nuisance Kevin Smith's brand new anthology series opens up for business, telling tales from the Jersey world of its classic comedies. Yeah, this wouldn't be for me because I've never read any or watched any of the Kevin Smith movies, but it's probably pretty cool though. Jay and Silent Bob. I haven't read any of that. I haven't watched any of that stuff. So let me know how you like it though. It's on FOC this weekend, so you definitely want to order it before it gets cut off. But look, guys, I am going to go ahead and jump off here. My throat is killing me. I've been talking all day, and yeah, man. But I definitely wanted to come spend time and hang out with you, and I'm glad I did. Hopefully, you can join us next week as well. We do this every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Maeve says, "Bye, I just subbed." Yo, thank you for the subscribe. But yeah, I will see you guys next time, same channel. Yeah, same channel. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you saw something you liked. And if not, hey, that's cool. You can always buy what you like. Just make sure you read what you buy and be nice to others because kindness makes the world go round. Peace. Where's the button?